So our last notes were mainly dealing with pictures. Today we're going to mainly be talking about the vocabulary and how they could ask it. So the first example is, what is the value of h of x equals 9 minus 5x when x equals 1? This is the way they could ask you. When x equals 1, you can substitute that back in h of 1. Well, we know how to work that out now. Is equal to 9 minus 5 times 1. It gets substituted in. So h of 1 is equal to 9 minus 5 times 1. If you don't know, put it in the calculator. 9 minus 5 is 4. So they could ask it as x equals 1. So that just means into your function it goes as your input. So looking at this example, we need to know what are other vocabulary words they could use. So if you look, so draw a line down the center of that. What are other words for x? We have domain, input, and independent. For y, they could use words like range, dependent, output. Some of you might remember your XY doctor ID. Some of you might have learned that in middle school. If you didn't, this is a good way to remember that domain and independent and input go with your x, and range and dependent go with your y. So looking at example 2, it says, what is the value of f of x equals 3x plus 2 when x equals 2? What is the value of f of x equals 3x plus 4 when the domain is 1? And that one looks kind of scary, but it means the same thing. It's saying when x equals 1. What is the value of f of x equals 3x plus 4 when the input is 1? Well, remember, x equals, domain, input. All of these ways, this is just 3 different ways they're asking the exact same question. They're asking, what is f of 1? So using my function, when you substitute in f of 1 for x, you get 3 times 1 plus 4 is 7. But you need to recognize that these are 3 different ways they can ask the exact same question. So turn to the back. Because just to expand on it a little bit, it says find the range of the function when given the domain 1, 3, and 5. So they're asking you, what is g of 1? They're asking you, what is g of 3? They're asking you, what is g of 5? You have to find all 3 values to answer this question. Okay, so when we substitute in, we have g of 1 is equal to 4 times 1 minus 7. So we get that g of 1 is equal to 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Should have gave us a little more space. When we do g of 3, we get g of 3 is equal to 4 times 3 minus 7. So then g of 3 is equal to 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 7 is 5. The last one, g of 5. So we do g of 5 is equal to 4 times 5 minus 7. G of 5 is equal to 20 minus 7 is going to be 13. So these are my range values. And we learned when we have discrete data from domain and range, we have to write it in brackets. So we would write negative 3, 5, 13. That is my range. When they give you a domain of 3 different values, you have to find the range of 3 different values. And this could go for any number of values.